Okay, now I would like to try to get a box plot from a histogram. And so suppose I have some histogram and maybe I have some relative, we'll go with relative frequencies for each of these, and we'll just kind of do something like this. Okay, and how many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's toss another one here to make it 10. That might help me as I'm doing this. Let's say 25% of the data are there, so that's 0.25. And maybe 0.2. So see, I didn't do this ahead of time. I'm just kind of looking at this 0.2. Maybe this is 0.1, 0.05, and 0.03, maybe something like that. And so maybe this is 0.12. Now at this point I've got 0.3, 0.35, plus another, so I've done 50% so far. 0.12. So there's 60%. That's a 1. So 60%. And so I may have to redraw these. 68%, 74%, 79%, 0.01, 80%. Well, that's not good. I need to add another 20% total. So indeed, I could make that a 0.25. So now I'm up to 85%. I could make that a 0.15. I'm up to 90%. 0.17, 95%. 0.13, 98%. 0.1, 100%. So suppose I have something like that. Now, what I can tell you is, and let's just go with like, well, we'll put the numbers here. For now, this is a histogram. We could do it with a more discrete with a bar chart, but we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 for 10 total intervals. And so now I want to build my chart, and what I know is my minimum, my box plot, my minimum would be 1. Now, is it really 1? No, I don't know that, but it's no smaller than 1, and it's definitely no bigger than 2. So, and I could put an 11 here. And now, what I need to do is, I could find my median first, or about where my median is, and I need to find 50% of the data. So again, we have 0.03, then adding as I go, 0.08, 0.23, 0.48. And so my median is in between 5 and 6 somewhere. And so 0.65. And I'll keep going, 0.78. And actually that's as far as I'd need to go, 0.88, but I'll keep going just to re-add my stuff, make sure I've got it right. 0.94, 0.99, 1 in there. Okay, so what I know is my median is in between here. And so it's between 5 and 6. Now probably looking at this closer to 5 than 6, what's the right answer? Well, any number bigger than 5 and less than 6. Well, at least as big as 5 and no bigger than 6. And so, I might go here and go with 5.5. If I had done 5, it's not wrong. If I had done 6, it's not wrong. If I had done 5.1, it's not wrong. Okay, I've got a number, a few different numbers that I could use in there in this case. And now, what about my first quartile? Well, you see here, I've got 0.23. So again, I'm between 4 and 5. And so my first quartile, I think I will put at 4.5. And again, I could use 4, I could use 5. Now, it would be very silly to say use 5 here and then use 5 again there. That probably wouldn't make a lot of sense, but you could. I would just make fun of you, okay? And then finally, the third quartile is at 75% or 0.75, and that's between 6 and 7. And so I'll go here at 6.5. And again, I could use 6, I could use 7. And there we go. There is a box plot from my histogram. Now, if I have, instead of a histogram, if I have a bar chart. So let's redo this a little bit, and I'll do the same thing with a bar chart, in which case we will get specific right answers. So, okay, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now, let's see. We'll slide those down a little bit. So 0.03, 0.05, this one, the fourth one was the 0.25. Okay, now, notice I'm not drawing wonderful things, but they're not touching, and that's the point. Okay, so we had that and that, that, and that. Okay, should have been shorter, but that's okay. So that was 0.25. What do we have? 0.15, what was that again? 0.05, 0.02 or 3. And then, making you dizzy maybe, 0.17, 0.13, 0.1, 0.06, 0.05, 0.01. Okay, now when I do this, I know my min is 1 and I know my max is 10. Okay, because these are not touching, these are not histograms anymore, these are bar charts, and I'm just looking at the discrete numbers 1 through 10. And so in this case, when I, so I've got 0.03, 0.08, 0.23, 0.48. Well, so now I know my first quartile is at 4. And then what was this, 6.5 again? And so now I know my median is at 5. And then similarly, I am going to know, so this is 0.78, my third quartile is at 6. And so in this case, this is a unique answer. Okay, because these were discrete numbers 1 through 10 and their frequencies. So if you have a discrete case, there is one unique right answer for that box plot. Up here, this was not unique. Okay, because I really had a range of values. I could have, instead of using the 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, I could have gone 4, 5, 6. I could have said, oh, instead 5, 6, 7. I'd have just really needed to choose something that was consistent. What I did was I just chose the middle of each interval. Okay, so they're making a box plot from a histogram, but then also from a bar chart. And again, the bar chart, since these represent single values, and everything in here, say, is a 6, then I get a unique answer for my box plot.